Hello everyone and welcome back to this FM Scout video where we take a look at what would happen if you gave a Premier League team 0 reputation and a non-league team 10,000 reputation, the maximum and minimum limits in the game. Now we have already done a first part to this experiment, link in the description down below. And my name is Jen Caldo. You're welcome to check out my channel. There will be links to that in the description as well. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see a lot more experiments. I'm currently doing one where I reverse the Premier League with the Vanarama National League South. So the clubs swap their places. We're currently up to part 5 of that episode. It's getting some surprising results. So check me out on my channel too. But when we left off this experiment last time, we had gone 3 years into the future. So you can see it's now 2020 in the game. Maybe that's 4 years in the future, and it's 4 complete seasons at this point. And when we left off in the Premier League with Arsenal, we saw that they were doing okay. They'd managed to recover their reputation somewhat, but they were finishing now down in 6th place. They'd also lost Arsene Wenger as manager, got Steve Clarke in charge, and their transfer history had been spotty at best because they weren't able to attract the big players anymore. They may have spent £100 million, but Bernard was the biggest player they could bring in. They're having to sign players like Galini and Joel Ward, so they're really not managing to do an awful lot, and they were bringing virtually nobody in before that. So they weren't doing very well at all. But Halifax were the other team that we gave the reputation to. They had maximum reputation, and you can see that they managed to get all the way up to League 2, where they actually finished in 1st place this season. A very good performance, finishing as titles. So they will be in the League 1 next season, moving up yet another division, another promotion in their belt. That's 3 promotions in a row now for Halifax Town, so it'll be interesting to see how far they get as well. Now, before going ahead of time, I am going to reset the reputation because Arsenal had rebuilt theirs up to almost the usual level, so I'm going to knock that back down to 0, bump Halifax's back up to 10,000, and I will see you in 5 years' time. Well, we have gone 5 years in the future, and ordinarily I'd show you the league table straight away, but there's something in there that's a bit of a shock. So what we're going to do first is start in the Premier League with Arsenal, where we left off last time when they finished 6th, and then we're then just going to jump forward a year at a time and see how they're getting on. So if we go forward 1 year, we can see they lost another position, falling to 7th place. The year after that, they actually fell all the way down to 15th place, just 39 points to their name. Luckily, Burnley only managed 30, but 39 points does not guarantee you safety in the Premier League. The year after that, they finished 16th in the league, really struggling to stay up. They finished with the same number of points, but again, Swansea finishing on just 33. And then last season, they finished 12th. Interesting team in the Premier League at this point. Halifax starting to appear and catching up with Arsenal, which is absolutely crazy given where they were at the start of this series and the fact that the only thing we've changed in this experiment is the reputation. It shows you how important reputation is in this game. And then this season, Arsenal have been relegated. Halifax finishing in 17th place, 5 points clear of Arsenal. And again, all we changed was the reputation. Arsenal still have the same money. They still have all of the same, or did have all of the same players at the start of the save. Halifax have had nothing. They've had no money given to them. They will have earned it all just through their superior reputation. And now 8 years after we started this experiment, or maybe 9 years, Halifax are a bigger club than Arsenal. Next season they will be in the Premier League and Arsenal will be in the Championship. That's how big this is. It's absolutely crazy. Now if we take a look at Halifax and the way that they've progressed over this time, you can see constant promotions, never skipping a beat, winning all of the titles on their way into the Championship, then immediately finishing 3rd before winning the Championship itself. So they've now won every tier in the game except for the Premier League. They're also finished 16th last season, 17th this season. If we take a quick look at their club details and reputation, we can see that they've still got a very high reputation. It's dropped down by a couple of thousand, but they're still doing very well. They've now got Eddie Howe in charge as well, and this game likes to make him England manager sometimes, so it shows they're attracting the highest calibre manager. But what is also insane is that the Halifax Stadium has a capacity of 140,000. I don't understand what's going on there. They've got a valuation of £1 billion, they're rich in finances, and they've got a stadium with 140,000 seats in it. When was the stadium built? It was built in 2021. 4 years ago they built this. They rent £10 million per year, and it's owned by the council. What is Halifax Council doing building a stadium like that for them? But it's allowed them to be in the best possible facilities. Their training facilities aren't actually that great. Their youth facilities still struggling as well. They don't even have the best youth level. But that all-seater stadium is going to do absolute wonders for them. And if we have a look at the facilities, you can see that they've got, or general facilities rather, you can see they've got that maximum club attendance right up at the highest possible level. So they could still expand their stadium further. If we have a look at their transfer history, we can see they spent £31 million last season, bringing in players like Clarkson, Unal and Flanagan, also coming in, decent players in this game. The year before that they spent £54 million, signing Nicholas Otamendi as well. A lot of these players regens or players I'm not familiar with. They did sign Patrick Roberts from Sunderland, Joe Higgins coming in from Man City for £50 million, showing the financial muscle that they have. This was when they just got promoted to the Premier League, I think. If we go the year before that, they spent about £20 million in the Championship, £28 million the year before that as well, still trying to force their way into the Premier League, and then £12 million the year before that, but able to attract some really high quality players given the league they were in at the time. Still just absolutely brilliant that they're able to do so much based on reputation alone. And if you've ever done an experiment where you've had a lot of money in a club but not been able to spend it, this is why. If your club doesn't have the reputation, you will not be able to attract the big players no matter what else is going on. It's almost the most important thing that you can change, as this experiment is demonstrating. Now let's have a quick look at Arsenal's transfers and see if they've managed to sign anybody decent recently. If we go back to the start and then move forward, we knew they weren't signing players until this point when they spent £108 million. But the year after that, they weren't able to bring anybody in, and £20 million of players left, including Granit Xhaka and Moise Kean, both leaving. After that, they were only able to sign players on a free transfer. Petr Cech retired, which was another one out of the team. Mesut Ozil going to West Ham for £3.2 million. Just nothing good going on. They then managed to spend £15 million, but had nearly £10 million go out of the club, including Aaron Ramsey. So most of their players are pretty much gone at this point. Then last season, they did spend £74 million. Their reputation recovering to a point where they can sign players from Manchester United and Liverpool. But not many leaving the club this time, although Koscielny and Walcott both retired as well. And then this season they spent £122 million, managing to sign a few decent players in there, but still not getting the big transfers in from the big clubs. £34 million from Brighton, their biggest signing, and they still had £15 million worth of players leave the club. If we have a quick look at their club details, their club attendance has dropped down a little bit. I think it's still at 60,000 actually, but their reputation has built up to where it kind of was before. I think that will struggle now that they're dropping into the Championship. But that, I think, will be it for this experiment. I don't think there's much else worth taking a look at right now. But let us know in the comments if you would like this to go further any forward. I can again destroy the reputation and maximise the reputation, see if Halifax can win the league or Champions League, and see how low Arsenal can fall with a 0 reputation. So let me know if you are interested in a third part to this experiment. As I said before, you're welcome to go and check out my channel as well. Currently doing that experiment where we've reversed English football. I've also got an ongoing daily series of a European Journeyman campaign where I'm currently at Monaco and trying to break PSG's dominance. And you should also check out fmscout.com for all the latest tactics, skins, guides, more videos from our channel, and also different stories that you can follow on the forum. You can always ask for help on those forums as well, so go and check out the website as well. But that is it for this experiment. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop a like on the video if you're enjoying this experiment. But until next time, see ya!